Hello and welcome to Planted Nutrition. My name is Luke, I'm a nutritionist, and in this video we're talking about getting started on a plant-based diet. So as a nutritionist, I specialize in plant-based and vegan nutrition. I've been vegan myself for over 6 years, and this is exactly what I help my clients with as well. So I'm distilling down all of this key knowledge to help support you on your journey, because I wish that I knew all of this stuff when I was starting out, because I found it so confusing and overwhelming looking at all of the different information that's out there online. And so transitioning to a plant-based diet can offer huge health benefits, can also really reduce our impact on the environment, and also support us in living in line with our values, with our ethics as well. And there's nothing that feels better than living in line with your values. And here I'm going to give you the key information of making that shift, getting everything you need to be healthy, and addressing some of the most common concerns that I get from my clients as well. So to start out, what is a plant-based diet? So a plant-based diet is a diet that consists of eating foods that come from plants most of the time. This includes things like fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes like beans and chickpeas and lentils, and whole grains. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be vegan, although you can be. Some people might like to go fully vegan, or some people might like to be a more kind of flexitarian approach, and if that works better for them, for example, eating vegan at home, but maybe still eating whatever when you go out with friends, for example. It's essentially just focusing on more healthy, unprocessed plant-based foods, which have so many health benefits. And let's get into some of those. So the key health benefits of a plant-based diet, number one is reduced risk of chronic disease. So these diseases, things like cardiovascular disease, metabolic diseases like diabetes, they affect huge percentages of our modern populations. I mean, most of us probably know a family member or someone close to us that suffered from one of these things. And it's really empowering to know that the food we eat can have a really powerful impact on our health, and can potentially give us more years of life with our loved ones. And plant-based diets are associated with lower risks of heart disease, stroke, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers. One comprehensive review of the research on this found that a plant-based diet could lower the risk of heart disease by up to 40%. and stroke by almost 30%. And there's a whole lot of research out there showing the benefits of plant-based diets for cardiovascular diseases, for example. The second main benefit is they're giving us an enhanced nutrient intake. Plant-based diets typically provide higher amounts of fiber, which is incredibly important for our gut health, vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients, phyto meaning plant, nutrients that come from plants. They're really beneficial for overall health, can help to lower inflammation in our body. They also have these health benefits that we've talked about, and they can even help to support our mental health as well. And another benefit, if you don't want to die, plant-based diets have also been associated with lower risk of all-cause mortality. So that's the scientific way of saying dying from any cause. So the most common questions that I get asked about plant-based diet, number one, where do you get your protein? Can you get enough protein? And yes, you can get enough protein on a plant-based diet. You can easily get enough protein on a plant-based diet. It's just about learning about the good sources of protein. So if we're coming from a diet eating meat and we're like, okay, well, we get our protein from meat. Did you know that beans are a good source of protein? Tofu, tempeh, chickpeas, lentils, even grains like quinoa can be a good source, and even nuts and seeds also have decent amounts of protein. For example, about 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds contains 10 grams of protein. Research has shown that plant-based diets can easily provide adequate protein if planned properly. So it's just about being aware of it. We don't need to be obsessed about protein, but my general guidance for my clients is just including a protein-rich source with each meal. And it all adds up throughout the day, meaning you can easily get 20, 30, 40 grams of protein with each meal. So you can easily get a lot more than you need, even if you are an athlete wanting to build muscle or anything like that. If you are wanting some high protein plant-based recipes, I offer meal plans, and you can book a session with me at the link in the description if you are needing some more support with that. And how to ensure that I'm getting all of the nutrients that I need on a plant-based diet. So in general, we're going to be getting good intakes of a lot of different essential vitamins and minerals and everything that we need. But there are certain nutrients like B12, for example, that's important to be aware of. On a plant-based diet, it is recommended to supplement B12 because we just don't want to mess around and risk getting deficient. And the general guidelines for that are about 50 micrograms per day if you want to take it each day, or 2,000 to 2,500 micrograms one times per week. I've got a whole video of all of the nutrients of focus on a plant-based diet, which I'll add in an annotation here if you want to learn more and dive deep into all of those to make sure that you're planning your plant-based diet well. And if you do need further support, again, you can work with me at the link in the description. Another common concern that I get, because I work with a lot of athletes and people that love sport and fitness, is how will it affect my athletic performance? And there's a misconception out there that plant-based diets aren't good for athletes, but there's actually research on this topic showing that plant-based diets can improve athletic performance. And not only that, but they can also help to reduce the risk of chronic diseases, as we've talked about in athletes. And there's heaps of incredible world-class athletes out there that are vegan. I'm sure you've heard of them, but I'll put up a few of their names on the screen and now. And another question that I get asked about, because there seems to be a lot of confusion about this online, is that some people argue that the environmental impacts of plant-based diets aren't as good as some people say, because it's vegans, they're the ones that are eating all the GMO soy and corn. But the evidence looking at this shows that plant-based diets require fewer resources and produce lower levels of greenhouse gases compared to meat-based diets. And just think about it rationally for a second. Is it the vegans that are eating hundreds of millions of tons of GMO soy? That is not the case. It is used as feed for industrial animal agriculture. I always see people getting this mixed up, but it's really important to understand this. It's the people that are eating the meat that is creating the demand for this, not the vegans eating tofu. And so how to get started with your transition to a plant-based diet? Number one is start small. Transition gradually. It doesn't have to be this big overnight thing, although it can be if that's what works for you. But generally with my clients, I encourage them, just try starting with one meal a week. Learn to cook a meal, see how you feel. Most of my clients say, wow, I'm actually feeling a whole lot better. And that's really empowering when you are feeling better to continue doing that, because it's like, wow, okay, I'm eating plant-based, I'm feeling better, I have better energy, I'm able to focus more, I'm feeling less stiff and maybe inflamed in my body. So yeah, I'm gonna do a second meal, third meal, whatever. And it kind of snowballs like that. Like, don't look at it as something that you have to do right now today. Look at it as something, it's gonna take a bit of time, but it's gonna support your health in the long run. And whether that takes you a few weeks, a few months, or even a few years, remember all of those benefits that you're going to get, and also feel how you feel in your body, because that's a really good guide as well. So number two is explore new foods. So I know when I went vegan, I discovered this whole new world of foods that I'd never really eaten before. That's the thing. I think a lot of people, there's this conception that vegan or plant-based diets are restrictive, but I think I eat way more diverse than I ever did before when I was eating meat, for example. There's so many different fruits and vegetables, different grains, and also different legumes, beans, chickpeas. There's so many different types of beans. It's incredible, and they all taste different and have slightly different nutrition profiles. Discovering new recipes from other cultures that also have plant-based options is really good. And you can also try making your old favorites, but making them vegan, like a vegan lasagna, for example. We make a mean vegan lasagna. So number three is it can be helpful to plan your meals a bit to make sure that you're getting some diversity and getting all of those nutrients that you need. I'm gonna put up a little picture on the screen here, which is helping you to kind of build a balanced plate, which is just basically focusing on including a diverse range of food with each meal. But if you are needing more structure to begin with a meal plan, feel free to get in touch with me at the link in the description, and I'd be happy to help you out with a meal plan as well, because that can be so helpful when you're getting started. Number 4 is educate yourself. There's so many amazing resources out there online. I mean, I've got heaps of videos on this channel as well to help you learn more, but you know, you might get questions from different people asking you why you're doing this. And it's also helpful as well as you start out, you learn more and okay, maybe I could try getting a bit more omega-3 in because that's really important for my brain health and my cardiovascular health and my skin health. And as we learn more things, we're just going to have a stronger perspective and be able to make better choices in the long term. And number 5 is to seek support from other people. So that could be support from working with a nutritionist or a dietitian, but that could also be joining a local community. There might be, you never know, plant-based potlucks near you so you can meet other like-minded people, or even joining online communities. Feel free to leave a comment down below, I'd love to hear from you. But there's also lots of online communities as well where you can share recipes, get inspiration and all things like that. And so embracing a plant-based diet can lead to incredible health benefits, also benefits for our planet and for the animals that we share it with. With careful planning and also gradual changes, we can make an easy transition to a healthy and sustainable plant-based diet. And again, if you are needing some more support with this, you can get a free 30-minute health consultation with me at the link in the description to get started. I would love to support you if that's something that you need. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, feel free to give it a like because that really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm, and feel free to subscribe for more from me as well. See you in the next one, and until then, stay healthy, my friends.